What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Beyond the BS podcast, episode, I think, 14. I am about 30% sure on that. Don't really know.
Not too much.
Yeah. But we are here with another one of my good friends and one of my roommates, Borg, also known as Alex.
Hey, how's it going?
So,
I'm here to carry the podcast. You know?
Yeah, he's going to carry the podcast today because I have no topics as usual, so we're going to see what happens. So what do you want to jump into, man?
Honestly, man, well, first of all, I don't know how ready you are to tell the people this, but how was your first experience at a gay nightclub, man? Come on now.
Oh my gosh,
Let's get into it,
this
man.
is what you're going to jump into. So I went to a gay nightclub with my girlfriend and one of her friends, and it was definitely an experience.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't ready to be hit with a question this early.
Well, you got to open with a zing, man. You got to keep the people interested. You know what I mean?
It's definitely an experience. They had a drag show going on. I've never been to a drag show, so.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Were they like how many seconds were they running each quarter mile at?
What are you talking? What do you
You said it was a drag show, right?
Yeah.
Like racing?
No.
That's my. Oh, okay. You're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a common mistake, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's a common mistake. Yeah. But yeah, it was interesting.
I'm sure. I actually have a story about gay clubs.
Please.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell it? Well,
yeah.
I haven't come out with this a lot, but
great.
It wasn't exactly a gay club, but I was gay at a club one time.
Oh,
I went to a nightclub and I was gay subsequently there.
Yeah.
You know, that was an experience. You know, for sure. That's all I have to say about that story. You know, I feel like for the safety of all of our listeners and for my personal well-being, I don't want to be doxxed. You know, I don't want to my personal info on the internet.
Yeah.
I probably should leave it at that. But
yeah,
it was an experience. You know, man. For sure. What were we talking about the other day? Oh my goodness, this is gonna kill me now. We had this really interesting conversation the other day, and it didn't have anything to do with the gays or the nightclubs. So. You know, it would have been a little switch up, but I can't think of it right now. That's all right, you know.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, but
but dude, it's cool. It's kind of cool to see you like expand your range a little bit, and I think that's not something you would have done without a girlfriend, which is kind of new. Definitely a new thing for you, bro, and that's hype. You know, really proud of you.
Thank you.
Getting yourself out there he's a come on, ladies and gents, come on now, come on, pretty handsome man over here. For all of our just audio listeners, he's about 6'7", really tan and just absolutely shredded. So
honestly,
you just kind of have to blame me on that, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's just really cool to hear about it. You know, he kind of stays with his girlfriend every so often now. Isn't quite at home as much, and whenever he comes back, he's always got some stories of something. He always gets into trouble of some sort, you know, and. I think that's great. I think it's great he has a podcast now because I'm sure you people want to listen to another white man on the internet. So that's what we're here for, right? You know,
that's what we need.
We're here to provide the entertainment a little bit, you know. So I was telling him about, I don't know if you guys at home do this, but like I watch, I listen to something to fall asleep to. You know, some people listen to music, some people listen to podcasts, but one of the podcasts like I listen to is about conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And for me, dude, it's so entertaining because like half of them are you just like they're not real, right? They're just like they're obviously so far fetched. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a Joe Rogan, but definitely there's some that's just so like fascinating to just listen to, you know. There was what was I reading about? So I really dived deep into the when the whole Balenciaga thing happened we were talking about that a little bit, like when they did all that crazy stuff and all that stuff came out about Balenciaga. I dove in there because I was like, you know, as an avid listener of conspiracy theory podcasts, I love listening to absurd shit. So let me, you know, let's like read into this way too much, and so I did. It was fascinating, and on that same wave, people in power, weirdly, mostly pedophiles.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like weird. It's like kind of like a weird amount, dude. Like a high quantity of pedophilia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not like a good thing, but there's like a national low baseline of like
Yeah.
of that, you know.
Yeah.
But it seems to be positions of power. People are doing horrific things to a huge extent. So
Yeah.
I think um, I was reading the other day. So I was when um, I used to watch with some of my buddies you remember that show Dateline NBC, To Catch a
Yeah.
Predator with Chris Hansen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know that, you know why they had to stop that show, right?
No.
They caught like a congressman as one of like their
Oh
people
yeah.
on the
I think
TV
I did know
shows,
this. Yeah.
and then he either ended up committing suicide or like threatened like
Oh.
super heavy litigation over the show. So it was like it's crazy how it seems to always be people in power too catching
Yeah.
doing this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't have any other hobbies as a guy in power. Like, come on, if I was
Oh,
running
man.
the country, man, if I was a congressman, if
Yeah.
I was running the country, I'd be playing like pickup basketball way more often than I currently am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'd like be going out to my local park and smoking weed with
Yeah.
with the degenerates. Like that'd be my thing. But why does it always have to be something super deplorable when it comes to these people?
I don't know, man. It's kind of just it's just their move.
I
It's
guess
their statement.
I guess, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I don't even I don't know if you want me to talk about myself a little bit. I know I've talked a
Yeah.
bunch already, but
No, please.
the podcast is great for me. I got
Yeah.
really heavy ADHD, and so
Yeah, there you go.
this is
Dump it out.
This is that's what I do is I just talk. So I wasn't lying when I said I'm carrying this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm
ready.
I'm
ready
here
to
for
hear
it,
all
so-
these things.
So I'm Alex. I go by Borg. I'm Major's guest today. Definitely a unique character, I would say, probably.
Yeah.
And I would probably say most of the people that know me would describe me as that.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. I got a pretty decent sized nose. Probably say
Yeah.
it's a pretty defining characteristic.
Yeah. It really brings it all together.
Yeah, I think so. Ladies love me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Men love me.
Yeah.
Hey, and I like them both back. Hey,
There you go.
You know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, the funniest thing is, so we live in like a pretty like a house of pretty similar ideas, except for me usually, which I think is really funny. Just like Preston's been on, he's been a guest on the show before, and
Yeah.
AJ and Jimmy's been on the show before.
Yeah.
Some of our roommates, and definitely those guys have some different beliefs than I have, and I think it's really
Yeah.
funny because the first time we ever talked about it, I think we had to get really drunk so that I could just straight up be like,
Yeah.
nah, you guys are wrong. I don't know, man. Just definitely like a unique thing, and I think it brings up kind of an interesting talking point. Like, I know some people in my life that are so dead set on like, if someone believes different than me, I can't live with them, I can't
Yeah.
speak to them, I can't be friends with them, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's such an incredibly harmful rhetoric and like path to go down, because how are you ever going to challenge your own beliefs and like solidify your own beliefs if you don't at least hear out a different side? You don't have to listen.
Yeah.
You don't like have to agree. You never have to agree. But like, if you don't hear out another side, how are you going to like solidify like what you believe, right?
Yeah. Exactly. That's why. That's why I think we get along with you so well, because it's not like there's just two sides. Like everybody just hears everything out and just
Right.
rides with it.
Just kind of rides with
Yeah.
it for sure. And I think even though I do believe in different stuff than AJ and Preston and like the things that they're kind of for and everything like that, and I think but I think like listening to them and hearing like why they feel those things or why they feel that way and stuff like that is definitely it's definitely more so it definitely more so like solidified why I feel the way I feel in my position, and I hope hearing like what I have to say like kind of makes you feel like more secure, like, oh, okay, like I get why you feel that way, but I disagree with you. And I think that's such a healthy mindset to have,
Yeah.
right? Rather than just like I disagree with you because like you like base like on the base level of humanity we're different.
Yeah.
Because I think in reality humans are way more similar than we give each other credit for. We all do the same things, right? Like,
Yeah.
for the most part. Again, I'm not a person in power, so I'm not really into kids, but
Yeah.
and I'd hope
So-
most of your listeners are not, but
Yeah. We're gonna hope. We're gonna hope.
hey, I'm hoping to drive away that audience,
Yeah. Push it out.
but definitely definitely helps, like kind of helps you grow. One thing I I'm going all over the place here with topics, just
Sure.
because,
Yeah.
we're going off the top of my head here, and
Yeah.
top of my head is a crazy place to be at. Let me tell you, pal. Okay.
Yeah.
3 things live in my head at all times. Okay.
Okay.
J. Cole lyrics, boobies, and women. Okay. And 2 of those are attached to the same thing. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It is what it is. So right now, the other day I had a really really cool conversation with a friend of mine about what kind of like what love looks like. What does love look like to you, dude? Like when you think of like what love looks like, or like what like you know, what do you think about? You know what I mean? That's a big
Borg
question.
is really bringing it today. I was not prepared for this. Borg is really bringing it. I don't know, man. What does the love look like? I don't know. My girlfriend's in the room right now, so I have to make this a good
gotta carefully plan your answer here. Don't give him the death look now.
I don't know, man. Love to me, I think. I mean, we're just going deep here. Let's see. Love to me, I think, is just being willing to care for someone and like, I don't know, being willing to care for someone and just be with them no matter like who they are, what they're doing, what they believe in, who they are, like how they act.
Right. No, I agree.
Just
I agree.
loving their genuine selves.
That's real. And I'm with you like 100% on that. I think especially like I know like a big part of why I think Beyond the BS is kind of cool is it kind of diverts from the BS of today, which is a lot. There's a lot, no matter what you believe or what you have faith in. Like there's just a lot of bullshit going on. It's the truth, right? Yeah. And I think one of those things is super like artificial love.
Yeah.
I think it's super prevalent in just like the world we live in now, and I think it's not like deep, it's not true, it's not meaningful. And I think one of those things like you were talking about is not loving someone for who they are and like for regardless of how they're doing or like where they're at, like you know, like that is not loving someone there is not love at that point.
Yeah.
Love should be you love someone no matter where they're at, like at their lowest, at their highest, when they're struggling, when they're not struggling, when you're struggling, like you know what I mean? Like that's huge. That's really huge, right? Yeah. And I think it's kind of lost on us on a world that we live in. I hate to say in our society today, I don't want to be, super cliche, but I think we live in a post hookup world, in a world where people are so okay with just going out and giving themselves away for a night. And I can't talk too much on this because I participated in it for a long time, and but I think it's so unhealthy because like, not to say that those people aren't good people that are participating, because there's good people. I think most people are truly good, but I think what have they done to deserve all that you're giving them, right? From a like a guy or a gal's point of view, or wherever you're at on the gender spectrum point of view, like what are they doing to deserve what you are giving them? Like you're giving them all of yourself, like your intimacy and your secrets and your body. But like, what have they done besides just be like conventionally attractive and or not conventionally attractive, or just like funny or whatever? Does that warrant it, right? Like, does that warrant giving your entire self away? And I think I thought that way for a long time. And I mean, I think, that's a longer story. Hookup culture usually has a lot more reasons than just one. But I think that I think the smart way to do it is to really like vibe out with people before you do something like that. I mean, if you want to have sex with somebody, if you want to sleep with somebody, that's your decision, right? It is what it is. But I think just like the first time you meet that person is crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, I don't know, man. It just seems like you like us as human beings have so much to offer and to give, and like so much more to offer and to give than just our bodies, than just like our physicality to each other, right? Like this conversation, right? This is a fantastic conversation to have with someone that you care a lot about. Exactly. Right? Because then you can like really dive into like, what do you feel and how do you believe? And I think that's so healthy. And then you can build off of that physically, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel too. Cause, I mean, like you were saying, it's one thing with like her when I started going out with her and stuff. And I think I can talk about this because we've talked about things. But when I started going out with her, I'd never really had a girlfriend before, just because I didn't really like trust people. And
Yeah,
like
for
going
sure.
to the high school where me and Pasty went, it was just not like, it was a super super toxic atmosphere.
Yeah, sure.
And I mean, that's all it was just hookup culture and just people being ran into the ground and just constantly watching relationships fail and people just being destroyed one right after another. And so I think it really just, for me at least, just became like, I don't know, I was just too fearful to try anything with anybody
Yeah,
or
sure.
try and do anything with anybody or anything serious. So I definitely get where you're coming from with everything. And just really kind of a learning, or what I'm doing at least is slowly learning, because I also like don't trust people because of that, because I've just seen so many things fail around me and have just had relationships kind of fail around me with people in my life.
Yeah.
And so slowly with her and stuff when we were first going out is just kind of learning or teaching yourself to trust people again, and like teaching yourself, like you said, to give your full self to them and trust they're going to give them their full selves back to
Right.
you. So
No,
yeah.
I agree, and I think there's something that we might disagree on. I'm curious to see your viewpoint on it.
Yeah.
But like for me personally, like no matter what they've done in their past and like what their partner like history has been, I don't think it matters to me. Like I
Yeah,
think
I
for
don't
me,
either. Yeah.
I think like, and I'm partially blamed for saying this because I've made some mistakes in my life personally, but I think like definitely there's some like sex in my life that I don't regret, that I've had and I think was great, and I think there was feeling there at the people at the time, and and it was like at that moment I was like, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
um and there's definitely been some one night stands that I regret, and I think
Yeah.
that's okay. And I think that people that judge others and like won't get into a relationship because of others with others because of whatever they've done in their past, I think that's crazy to me,
Yeah.
right? Like you're just gonna expect them to be tip top perfect. Like say for example, if you never had sex, you'd never there's never been like any physical intimacy in a relationship of yours before. I know it can feel intimidating to be like kind of in a relationship with someone
Yeah.
who has done that kind of stuff, but the reality is it's not. You're letting it be that to you.
Yeah.
Like if there's anyone out there that's looking for advice on something like this, probably don't listen to me. I'm not the greatest guy for advice, honestly, but like if I could give you advice, I would say that you're probably overthinking it, man. Like if you're thinking, oh, like, well, I can't stop like thinking about what she's done in the past or what he's done in the past or what they've done in the past or whatever the case may be, right? Like I think I think you really should. I think you really should kind of like have a deep talk with them about it too, and just be like, hey, this is what's going on, and I'm like overthinking about it. Can we like talk through it together? Can you like walk me through like what you're feeling now? Because 98% of the time they're not feeling anything for those people that stuff has
Yeah.
happened with in the past,
Yeah.
and it's all up in your head. And I know because I've been there, and I've been that guy that's overthought about it a bunch. Like it's not. Don't stress it. It's gonna be okay. Like you know, I don't know. Like don't
Yeah.
don't overthink it. It's really not gonna be that big a deal.
Yeah. I'm definitely with you on that. I agree with you on this point because I don't really like care about people's past or whatever,
Right.
like whatever's happened or whatever's done or
Right.
whatever. It's, I mean, it's over. It's done with, and you move
Right.
on. And I'm gonna call Pasty out real quick because he's the one that would disagree with this. Is this whole thing is I don't know what to say. He's I don't know. I know with like his new girlfriend he has and everything. I don't want to say anything 'cause I don't
I
want
know.
to piss people off.
No, I get it. I understand.
But,
I understand.
His relationship standpoint with a lot of people, a lot of things are based on like the past and what they've done, and him just having to try and like figure out if they're perfect or not or whatever.
That
Or, like,
yeah.
That was a big thing with that, and like me and Jimmy had to talk to him about it because he kind of just tries to find things that are not shouldn't be problems that he tries to make problems. So
And I think that's tough too. And I think the reality is and I think I don't want to speak for all young men, but I think as a lot of young men, we sometimes project
yeah,
like with things that we're like if we say, oh, like she does this and this incorrectly, we're like projecting what we're feeling inside of ourselves
yeah,
onto someone else because we don't know how to feel those things because young men don't go to therapy enough.
Yeah.
It's just the
Yeah.
truth. But I think there's room for growth in that. I think we're gonna start seeing a trend for the better.
Yeah, I
For a
think
lot of
so
that, and I
too.
think so. I think so too. Um, but yeah, dude, circling all the way back to the beginning, dude. Thanks for having me on. Like for sure,
Yeah,
I've been wanting to
yeah.
come on an episode of Beyond the BS for so long, just because I feel like it would have been so different than
Yeah.
any other episode that you've done. Um, and I love to talk. I mean,
Yeah,
I do this
yeah.
anyways with a mic off, so they may as well just put a mic in front of my face and
Yeah.
let me, post on the internet, and make a fool out of myself. So,
Yeah.
um, you know, um, yeah, super, super stoked to be here. I think it's interesting though too, because in the house that we live in, I'm kind of known as the guy that'll just say pretty much like what like super out of pocket things like for no
Yeah.
reason, just because I'm a goober. But I think it's really interesting because like when we start talking about like things like this where we get really in depth into it, I think every single human being has this ability to like go deep and like kind of and to stay at that level and to like find a new frequency, almost like a new hertz level
Yeah.
to vibe on, because there is a point, I think, especially with young men, as just being from my experience out there, like with the friends of like the guy friends that I've had in my life, right, where there's like a level of like, oh, what's up, dude? Like, what's up, bro? Let's play some, like, let's play some games together. Let's like hang out. We're gonna play some basketball. We'll play some soccer, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And there's a level below that of like, yo, dude, like, what's up? Like, what's going on in your life? Like, how's your family doing, right? Whatever. And then after that 5 minute conversation, you go back to like, how's
Yeah.
basketball, football, or macho man stuff,
Yeah.
right? Right. But I think there's like this level of friendship you can get to, and I think more men should strive to have like that level of friends where you can really like deep it and kind of like talk through what you're going through and what's going on and like what you got going on in your life, and more deeply than just what girl have you been hanging out with, or what restaurants do you like, or what your new maxes are on all your lifts or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there should be more depth in male friendships, and I think that's something that I'm hoping to see more of in my own life. But I think for listeners out there too, I think like, and this is just being young men, just because I haven't ever had the experience of being young women. I'm sure there's, if we had some female guests on the podcast, pal, then maybe we should get
We'll
some.
figure it out.
Then maybe we could get some very fascinating insight into this topic from a different perspective. But
Yeah.
that's kind of the perspective I can offer right now. So
But
I
yeah,
don't know. Yeah.
I agree with that. Because I mean, probably. I mean, me and Pasty, our friendship, we get in like deep talks and stuff.
Yeah, for
Even
sure.
though I hate doing it, but we still
Yeah.
do it and get into it and just talk about stuff, and just figure things out. Because I mean, even as long as we've been friends and stuff and everything we've gone through, we still have very different viewpoints on a lot of things and just
Sure.
figure it out and keep it going. So I think that's definitely something you have to have with like at least one of your friends or something, somebody that you can just get deep with and talk and really get into it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'm there 100%, and I think it's really funny because normally I've been asking if I can come on the show for a while now.
Yeah.
And normally he's got like topics prepared, and I'll be like, oh, okay, right. When you tell me the topics, I'm gonna get like
yeah.
we're gonna get like into this, dude. We're gonna get rolling on this, and then but not today.
Yeah.
Today I'm
This
just
is-
kind of going. I'm going off right now.
This has been a great start. This has probably been the best episode so far. This is,
It's been pretty all over the
Yeah.
place though.
Still,
Hey,
we've started off great here. This has been a great episode so
Oh,
far.
yeah,
Great
man.
episode to come back on because I forgot to mention I haven't been doing podcast episodes for like 2 weeks now, 2 or 3 weeks now. So
Let me down, bro. I'm
I
like
know.
I'm
Yeah.
one of your 3 viewers, bro, and you let me
Yeah.
down, man. Hey,
yeah,
come on
exactly.
now. But no, in all seriousness, dude, I'm like excited to start seeing you back on here and get really into this because I'm here for it, man. It's good to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about life, dude. So the other day I was out at King Soopers, okay?
Yeah.
And now your girlfriend's in the room, so bear with me on this question here. Okay. But why do you always run into the most attractive people when you're out like shopping at like King Soopers or like out at King Soopers or like you know, like Target or something. When like, okay, maybe it's not you. This could just totally be me. But I seem to always when I'm out, right, like I'm picking up like ridiculous stuff because it's stuff I've forgot to get. So you know, I'm like trying to like I see like this just you know this really cute person you know chilling in the King Supers, right, shopping, and I'm like, okay, sick. So let me like you know. But let me go buy the things I need. But you know, I'm like going back for a return trip, so all I need is like a thing of chips and some, you know, yogurt for breakfast. And it's like, you know, it looks like I'm kind of an insane person, dude. Why does it always happen that, you know, when you're buying like the most strange looking things, that's when you run into people your own age or people you know. The people you know is the worst.
Yeah,
dude.
I hate seeing people like
especially at the grocery store. Do you know the first week we moved up here? Do you know Jake? He's from our small group. Our buddy Jake, really good dude. At the time, I didn't know him very well. Yeah. For those of you listening, he's a good buddy of ours, but at the time I didn't know him very well. And when I first moved in here with you guys, it was like the first time I went shopping up here. Yeah. And I was at the grocery store, and he's like, Borg, right? And I'm like, yeah, dude, what's up? Because I totally didn't know his name at this point. Yeah. And I was like, oh shoot, let me like. I have to like, and so the worst part is, man, me and this guy we're looking at the cheese aisle, right? Oh yeah. Everything happens in the cheese aisle. If you know what I'm talking about, man. Hey, I have a whole story about the cheese aisle later, man. But I'll save that for another time. So me and this guy we're looking at the cheeses, right? Yeah. And I'm like, dude, good to see you. And I like don't remember his name. He's like, yeah, dude, you just getting some groceries? And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting some groceries, you know. He's like, sweet. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll see you Wednesday, because at this point I was still going to you guys' small group. And I was like, yeah, I think I'll be there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And he's like, oh, dope. And then we like stopped talking, but we were both walking the same way to the next cheese. And I was just like, I was doing one of these, like kind of like over my shoulder for people just listening. I'm kind of side-eyeing the room right now. Yeah. Just like kind of over my shoulder, like, is he still there? Like, because like you don't know what to say. Like if it's a person you don't like interact with frequently, you can't just like be like, hey man, what's up? What's going on? You know, you can try really hard, but it's pretty rough.
Yeah, I had a similar situation with him as well when I was just walking through campus, and this was when we like first moved up here. I was just walking through campus by myself. I don't remember what I was doing. Yeah. And he just randomly comes up to me. He's like, AJ, what's going on, bro? I was like, who are you? What is going on?
It's the worst when they know who you are and you don't know who they are, and you're just like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's such a good dude. No, he's such a sweet dude. Definitely a great guy. But yeah, I just thought it was really funny that was like the first moment I like talked to him outside of interaction with other people that we knew together. And my voice even being recorded? Yeah. Okay, good. Whew. I was like, dude, you're missing out on content, pal. Come on now. Yeah. But yeah, definitely awkward. But you want me to tell you the cheese stop story?
Sure, yeah.
Oh no, dude, that's kind of a hoot, pal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this was back. I was like sophomore, junior year of high school, and I was it's like the first time I was really starting to it's not like first time I was like starting to notice women, but I was like oh, like they're like girls are hot, and I'm like hormones were going crazy, you know. Like a street sign would say curve ahead, and I would get like a halfie in my pants. It was not good, man. Yeah. And so I was just like, it was not ideal, you know. Yeah. But I was in the cheese aisle at our local supermarket near home, and I saw like the freshest girl I've ever seen. She was very attractive, right? Yeah. Young, really dark skin, you know, braided hair, and I was just, oh my goodness, I about fell in love. And you know what, dude? Okay, listen, and this is not my proudest moment, okay? Yeah. All right. But I was like, I want to get her number so bad. I thought she was about my age, right? Yeah. But so I was like, I was pushing our cart, right? So I was pushing her cart. I was in the cheese aisle, and she was grabbing some cheese to put in, and she starts walking to the next aisle, right? And I run to try to catch up with her because I'm thinking I'm gonna get her number, right? And as I do, it's one of those carts with the squeaky wheel, so all you hear is and then I just like fucking froze. She like turned around, looked at me, and like gave it like a little smile, and I just like waved, and I turned away, and I was like, "Fuck me, dude, are you kidding me?" Yeah. It was maybe it's definitely top 2 biggest regrets of my life was not talking to her, and the top one was getting the squeaky wheel cart. Yeah, it was just, but definitely awful that you see like either people you know or like just strangely attractive people at your local supermarket, you know. Yeah,
that kind of reminded me of a story with one of my friends when he saw this girl. We were up in Breck, just like skiing or whatever for a few days, and we were staying at a hotel there. Yeah. And we were at the pool. it's late at night. We're just hanging out at the hot tub or whatever. I think we were like, we were probably like 17 or something. Okay. So it's not like we were super young, but we were like 17 or whatever.
That's still young enough to be stupid, pal.
Yeah,
Come on out.
But he sees this girl, and he had just been eyeing her like the entire night we were out there, just like constantly hopping to different hot tubs and stuff, just like
that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But then she goes to leave, and we're all like, "Oh, go get her, go get her, go get her!" And he jumps up, and like the gate to open, that you need your car to get into, closes, and he didn't have one, so he was just stuck at the gate, and so he screams at her, and she turns around. He's like, "Hey, can I get your number?" And she's like, "How old are you?" And he goes, "I'm 14." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then he just turns around, doesn't say anything, doesn't say anything else, just turns around, comes back, and we're like, "Why did you say you were 14? And he's like, "I don't know. It just came out." And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's definitely single-handed. That's definitely a rough one. Yeah. I think you know this, but I work at a restaurant, right? And we have and I'm like the guy at the door, right, for our restaurant, and it's a great place. If you guys are ever up in northern Colorado, go check it out. But this happens to me quite frequently, where girls are about our age will come in showing their parents are visiting CSU from all over the country, whatever, and they'll all come in and they'll just be like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Hi, like how can I help you today?" But there are definitely some times I just go, "Hi, hi, blah, blah, blah." And it just it's rough, dude. It's like very noticeable. But most people are pretty considerate about it. Do you think most people are pretty kind about it? I think, but definitely like rough. I think as guys it's really tough because it's tough in those moments because you really you just don't know what you're saying. Yeah. You're really your brain just kind of short circuiting. You're like, what's going on? Like, what do I do? Like, what do I say? What kind of where am I going with this? So, definitely can be a lot for sure. But
I've definitely had a few moments like that. I just started working at Sam's, and I haven't really had many moments there yet. But you have to be put at the front door sometimes, just welcome people in or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
And I literally just stand there and I say, "Hey, welcome in," whatever.
Oh, and you get it wrong sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know.
I'll just say random stuff. I'll just say, "Oh, thank you," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" What? They're like, "What?" It's like a little
script when you work when you have a job that has a script in it. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna lose your script every now and then. And I think waiters will know it too. I think
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's definitely a crapshoot. How far in the episode are we?
I'm not really sure. We may have to take a small little break to make sure everything's still running.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I need some water. I'm gonna get some water.
Yeah, we can take a quick break real quick, and we will be back.
We'll be back. I'm not going nowhere.
Okay, we're back from that quick little break.
Hello.
And we're gonna get back into it. Yeah, we're gonna.
I was sounded LJ right after the break. The lights he's got set up in the room for the podcast is they're really nice. But I know a young gentleman over in Serbia who's making amateur home videos that could use these lights, pal, because the lighting is really bad in all of them that I've seen.
Yeah.
So I say you probably could use those.
Yeah. We could.
Wow, golly, dude, it's it's blinding, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, we're back. We're back from break.
We're back.
Yeah. And I was talking a little bit about Prime. I've never tried Prime. But he tells me it's pretty good. This is not sponsored. If they want to reach out, but,
Yeah, if you want to sponsor, that'd be great. But I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's a lot healthier than Gatorade or anything like that.
I think KSI is pretty hot. I think, if I gotta get I'll do what I gotta do to get a sponsorship. So, if you just reach out to me at my phone number. I'm not gonna give it out on the podcast, but just in case. But I think you should definitely reach out to me and let me know how much, and I'll buy the company off your hands. So
there you go.
We're back. I had some chips, had some water. We're ready to get round 2 in here, which is hey, that's where I live, man. I live in the round 2 zone, dude. Round 1 for me lasts about 2 to 2.5 minutes, and then round 2 we really get going, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of a comedian. His name's Theo Vaughn. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He's very quick off the cuff. I don't really like his stand up a lot, but I think he's really good off the cuff. And recently he was on he did a show with Drewski. You guys
yeah.
know, you might know who Drewski is out there, but you know who Drewski is? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the best way to describe it, he's just a funny dude. You know, and basically, like, they were talking about how like white people fuck different.
Yeah.
You know, and I personally agree. I think so too.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot less like hip motion. I think there's a lot less like, rotation here. I think there's a lot more. Well, here goes. Well, ADHD is killing me. There's a lot less hip motion here,
Yeah.
right? And he was saying there's a lot more like banging, right? There's a lot more like back and forth action, like hip action instead of like because white folks we really don't know how to use our hips very well. I mean that's the truth. I mean that's what it is. That's why like in all of athletics, hips are probably one of the most important features, and that's why we're just not great, So because white people have no rhythm. Yeah, hey, listen. I'll admit that. I can clap along to a mean Bruce Springsteen song, but that's about all I got. So
I got a question for you off this because I don't think we asked you this question. We asked Jimmy this question, so we had to talk about it.
I'm gonna eat right into your mic.
Okay. Okay.
I'm kidding. It's okay.
No. I'm gonna think I'm good to say this with her in the room. Because it's fine.
Fine. I am gonna be recommending this podcast to my friends. So if you make me say anything outlandish.
But we were talking about this. We had a little talk about it. Me, Pasty, and Jimmy. And I think you would have more experience than all of us with this. Okay. So
it's either gonna be something gay or something.
It's not something. It's not something gay. It's not something gay.
Okay.
Just first layer of the question.
Okay. There's layers.
Top or bottom? Top or bottom? What are you going with? Top or bottom?
Why do you ask, bro?
Just answer the question.
I think there's a good healthy amount of both, man.
Okay.
I think personally, anyone that picks one or the other is compensating.
Okay.
Okay.
We were talking about this, okay? We were talking about this. We're not gonna get into detail. But we all said bottom. Bottom.
Really?
Yeah.
For you guys?
Yeah. You're going to.
Well, listen. Personally, I don't know what this means. I don't know what he means. He's giggling an awful lot, so I'm guessing it's something strange. But I will say this: if you say top or bottom, you're missing out on half the fun. Okay. So I think
it's a good answer.
I think personally you gotta live the best of both worlds.
That's a good answer.
I've taken up dancing recently, like swing dancing, and I think you gotta be the lead and the follow sometimes. I think that's the best way to live.
Yeah.
Traditionally, I do more leading dancing, but that's just because I don't know how to follow really well. So but I think. Dude, top or bottom? I say right in the middle. I say horizontal, pal.
Horizontal.
I say right in the middle, pal.
There you go.
I say give me the best of both worlds, dude.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason I was asking that question, but we're not going to get into
it. No. Bring it in. No, come on, pal. This is beyond the BS.
No, we're not going to get
into it. The BS hasn't even been beyonded yet, pal. Come on.
We're not going to get into it. No, that's fine. We can transition to something else.
Oh, man. I'm curious now.
Well,
just so you guys know, when the podcast is off, I'll make out with him till he tells me the answer later. With his girlfriend in the room too. I'm a brave man, so we'll make it. Oh, I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen, pal. Do not try me with this.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. This has been kind of how do I bounce off that idea when I don't know what's going on? Here's a good question.
There we go.
In 69, are you a top or a bottom kind of guy? That's a good question, pal.
Sorry, I don't have experience with that one, so I can't answer that question myself.
Well, if you said top as a guy in 69, that's a brave statement. That's a brave statement, dude.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
I think for me, it's like statistically, I think it's easier if it's just both guys.
Oh, okay.
69. There's just more dick. It's just easier to reach, I think, personally. And I think, listen, I think penis is just easier. I think this is rapidly devolved, man. We were talking about love at the beginning of this podcast.
This is rapidly
devolving. This is what happens when you get when you bring me in your room, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I sat on this couch one time. You know, this couch we bought it used.
Yeah.
It was used by I forget where, but it was like a German website for about 3.5 years. So,
Yeah.
you know, every time I sit on it, I get this. I get, you know.
Yeah, you can find it in a few films.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty scary actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me tell you, I get flashbacks when I sit on this couch, dude.
Yeah.
And Lord forbid if another man sits next to me, it's over. We're both feral at that
Yeah.
point, you know. And there's just heavy lovemaking is what I'll say.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyways, so just beyond that, you know, beyond the heavy lovemaking and the big burly men, you know, just it's just been super cool. Like, definitely different like environment living up here, you know, in Colorado with. Not that I haven't lived in Colorado, but like different environment living with you guys up here for sure.
Living with 5 other guys.
I never grew up with. I grew up with a sister. I didn't grow up with a brother.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely definitely different for sure. Kind of getting used to how guys are a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't quite get it at first. You know. I was definitely different for sure, but.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience. I grew up with a brother and a sister, and I mean, me, my brother, and my dad would just wrestle all the time. We still wrestle all the time, so I mean, I was pretty used to it, but
I never did that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that. I wrestle with these guys now though, and they win every time. But I think it's because I let them. My big thing is I like you know I like feeling safe and protected, you know, by a big strong man.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what you get with my roommates. You know.
Yeah.
They're definitely unique like critters for sure. I critter is probably the best word I could use to describe
like that.
the people I live with, but definitely big, strong, just super, like, you know, and sometimes when we wrestle, like, we'll wrestle, just to give you guys, like, the people that can't see this at home, you know, me and AJ are both about 6'5", so, you know, like, and so is pretty much everyone else in our house. We're all big dudes, you know, and, when we wrestle, you know, we'll get the baby oil out, you know, make it a little more challenging on us. We'll get all oiled up and, you know, wrestle in like a little kiddie pool, kind of
kiddie pool, slip and slide, like you're talking about.
Oh yeah, man. And let me tell you, there's no better way to bond than to be like tightly gripping an oiled up man.
Yeah.
You know. So that's what
it is, man.
It's a fun time. And welcome to Beyond the BS, folks. You know.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
They should have never let me in this room. You let me on the podcast one time, and
hey, I'm loving this episode. You definitely will be coming back. I gotta tell you, you're probably the best guest we've had on here. Gotta be honest.
Listen, Matt. I've got about 2 moods. One is gay, because hey, shout out my people out there. Mm-hmm. Love y'all, ally. You know where I'm at. You know where I'm at. But, and the other one is just unhinged. Mm-hmm. So you know, and there's a third one that actually like is serious and isn't Alex. But you know, that's you know, we saw that a little bit. You know, a little bit earlier in the episode when we were talking about really more serious stuff. But for sure, definitely a unique situation. And I think. I think what I really want to do for our listeners at home, I really want to get AJ, your host of this podcast, into anime, because I think.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen.
No, I think it would change his life, because I think there's a lot of shows that really speak deeply about a bunch of different things, and I think that AJ would like resound with them a lot. I mean, if we can get Preston into it, we can get you into it, bro.
Did you get him into it?
We're working on it. We're working on it. Yeah, we're getting Jimmy into it, bro.
Oh yeah.
He's been watching Vinland Saga with us, which is really sick. That's my anime recommendation personally of the week, y'all. Go watch Vinland Saga if you get a second. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, definitely like. I think it's fascinating because I think there's a lot of forms of media that I think you need to expose yourself to. And not all forms of media, I think, for sure, but definitely there's some that you need to check out. Because I think it'll make your show even better, and I think that's what makes like a good, you know, I think that's what makes people be able to have great conversations, is just like kind of like breadth of knowledge. I mean, depth is good too, right? But I think breadth is more fun. I think covering more is more fun than just it's cool focusing on a certain topic and really like diving into it and getting deep into it. But for me, someone with ADHD, I am so foreign to that idea. Yeah. I'll talk about a topic for about 5 minutes and then my brain starts to lose its mind. And so, you know, I think realistically, you definitely need to you definitely need to expand your mind, man.
Yeah.
So, and by expand your mind, I'm talking about Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, let's do some DMT. Let's do some acid.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to the elf people.
Yeah.
And then we'll do another episode, and
Yeah.
we'll see kind of like where our minds wander to.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting.
For all of you that are listening at home, this is a joke. Please don't try that stuff unless you're like really like safe and with people you care about, and even then it's just a little sketchy. But anyways, thanks for having me on, dude. I'm kind of running out of stuff to say, and that's rare for me because my diarrhea of the mouth is kind of running low here. I'm all shat out, It's really not a pleasant visual, I think, but hey,
Well, yeah, it's up to you. We can wrap it up if you want. It's whatever you want to do, man.
All right, let me send a goodbye to the folks out there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now you can turn off the episode.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
I think they get the message for sure.
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up there. That's been Borg for you. This has actually been a fun episode. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, for sure.
But if you did make it this far, thank you for listening and supporting. And we're back. We're back at it. We've been gone for a while and just been busy. Life's been busy, but we're back at it. And I forgot how fun it was to come on here. And same with you. I have very bad ADHD, so whenever I need to come on here, my brain decides I need to do 30,000 other things instead of that. So
for sure.
That's really what happens. And
I think, dude, thanks for having me. I would love to be back, honestly, man. This was so fun. Thanks for sticking around, you guys, if you guys made it all the way here. I do recommend making it all the way here because it just kind of gets unhinged as you keep going. But,
yeah. It's been a fun episode. Thanks for coming on. We'll definitely bring you back. We'll definitely get you back on, figure out some other episodes, and I'll actually have some topics to go through and hit everything.
Sure.
But I think we did a pretty good job for not having anything. So
yeah, I think so too, man. And if you guys are ever in Northern Colorado, come check out the restaurant, Ginger and Baker, down on the street at corner of Linden Street. So
there you go, and you can meet Borg in person.
Oh yeah, that'll be a crapshoot, huh? Wouldn't it? So
yeah.
Anyways,
but yeah, that's been episode 14, I believe. This is Borg, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace.